G6. Okay? So we'll be in your G6 notes today. Looking ahead, tomorrow you're going to take a formative in class. Okay? Then next week we'll start reviewing, and then on Wednesday we'll have a sloped type lab, a lab that deals with the slopes of different things, and then we're going to test on the 23rd. So we're going to have a formative this week, Friday, and a test next week, Friday. And you're going to okay. All right. So we're on G6, up in the upper corner of the upper, what's that, right-hand corner. I want you to do these two warm-up problems. If you need to use a calculator for them, that's fine. If you don't, that's fine too. Okay? So I want you to do those two warm-up problems right now, please. First one, 0 divided by 10. We got it? 0? Everybody agree with 0 for the first one? Yeah? Okay. All right. I would agree that this one is just 0. Any 0 divided by any number is going to be 0. Yes. Okay. Second one, 10 divided by 0. Why no solution? You are right. Okay. Okay. All right. So,
anything divided by 0
is no. It shows up in the calculator as it'll either show up in one of two ways. One of them is error, and the other one is domain range or domain invalid or something like that. Okay, right? So you are correct. That's very good. Sitting on like the 0 is the egg, and if you sit on an egg, what's going to happen to the egg? It's going to break, right? Okay, so that's why you can't do it. Okay, another way is the Cookie Monster way. Okay, Cookie Monster wants to break up his. Siri used to be. Let's see if Siri can do it again. Hey Siri. What is the Cookie Monster dividing by 0 story? This one. We'll do it.
Siri, what is 0 divided by 0?
Imagine that you have 0 cookies and you split them evenly among 0 friends. How many cookies does each person get? See, it doesn't make sense. Cookie Monster is sad that there are no cookies, and you are sad that you have no friends.
Okay, right? So if you take 10 cookies and you want to divide them up in 0 equal parts, how are you going to divide up 10 cookies into 0 equal parts? Right? Can't happen. If you had 10 cookies, you could divide them up into 10 equal parts, right? Yesterday, in my second class, Mrs. Hill left us some suckers, right? We had 11 suckers in the bin. We divided those out to 11 different people, right? We can do that. But we can't divide those out to 0 different people because we just can't do it, okay? So we can't divide by 0. So what was your first one? You said no solution, right? First, yep. Okay, I would accept no solution here. I would also accept does not exist. I would also accept undefined. Okay. You just can't do it. Okay? Now, where that is coming into play today slope is fraction. A slope is a fraction. And we told you yesterday to keep it in fraction form. Okay? So the possibility exists where we could be dividing by 0. Just so you know. Alright? So let's get back into it. Let's rehash what slope is. What did we say yesterday that slope was? 3 words. Break down slope for me into 3 words. Okay, that's a good one. Yep, slope is a rate of change. Love it. Its symbol is M. Yep, we learned all about that yesterday in my classes. Oh, that's from the French verb monter.
Y for X.
But yeah,
Y for X.
okay, but that's not 3 words. That's 2 letters in 1 word. But yeah, rise over run. That's 3 words. Okay, the other one is delta y over delta x. That's 5 words. But all of those are slope. Okay? They're all numbers. All of those are numbers that describes how an amount changes. And sometimes that amount can just be a line. That's what we're getting to. We're getting to graphing lines. That's what Unit H is going to be all about. Graphing lines. And so that sometimes that amount is just a line. Sometimes it's miles per gallon. Sometimes it's dollars per hour. Sometimes it's, one of them on the white sheet was pounds of, in your bucket, per pounds of sand. Okay? All right? So that can all change, but that amount could just be a line. Okay? All right? Love it. Yesterday, we learned that if we have a table, that the slope then is going to be the change in y's. So that would be b minus d over the change in, oops, it should be a first, change in x's. Or we could switch around that order. It all really depends on what point we put first. So change in y's, so we subtract the y's over subtract the x's. That would be another way of saying slope up here. We could say this as, put that one in a different color because it's new. Subtract the y's over subtract the x's. Another way to find the slope. Given 2 points. You gotta have 2 points on the line. Okay? On a graph, we said yesterday that we just looked for that rise over that run. We found 2 points that it went through. And we calculated the rise. And we divided that by the run. We had to do some counting. Okay? And we worked left to right. And no matter where we were on that, always going to be the same, no matter where we are. Love it. Good stuff. Take the amount of rise, the amount of run. Okay? So in number one, how much rise do we have? How much rise do we have? Rise is 3. Run is 1. In number 2, how much rise do we have? What do you have, Bryce? We got 5? Do we agree with 5 for our rise? What do you got? You said -5? Okay, that's a good thing I missed the negative sign. Mainly because it didn't come out of your mouth until after I was questioning the 5 part. Okay, so -5 for our rise? Yeah. And then how much for our run? 4. What about in number 3? How much for our rise? 0 for our rise. How much for our run? Does it have to be 1? What could it be? Any number. It doesn't matter what number you put there, because 0 divided by any number is still 0. Okay? So as long as your rise is 0, doesn't matter what your run is. Your run could be 50. Your run could be 1 billion. So it could be 0. Okay? What about this next one? For M is undefined. So now my run is 0 because rise over run. So undefined means that we've got some number. So over here, this one was 0 divided by some number. Undefined is going to be some number divided by 0. So we could put any number here for our rise. And our run is going to be 0. Love it. So now, yesterday we only did these 2. You have this, we filled in these 2 yesterday on your G5 notes. Okay? We said some numerical examples of a positive slope would be like 2, and I think yesterday in one of my classes we did 17/5. And it looks like a line that looks like that. And the description that we would have for said line would be it goes up and right. That was from yesterday, right? Okay. Because the line goes up and to the right. We could also say that it goes in what 2 directions instead of up and right? Down and left. Yep, we could also say that it goes down and left. And then we had negative slopes. So a negative slope would be like -3 or -1/2. Those lines go in which direction? What are my 2 directions for a negative slope from yesterday? Let's really flip back if you don't know. What do you got? Down and right. Yep, it's going to go down and to the right. What would be my other directions? If not down, excuse me, down and right. What? Down and left is already positive slopes. We got to up and what? Up and left. Now, we got these two other ones. Okay? So now we got a slope of 0, and we got a slope of undefined. In my classes yesterday, we talked a little bit about these. So the numerical example of a slope of 0 would be literally the number 0. Okay? Or 0 over some number. Pick a number to put in there. 0 over 7. Okay? But we're never going to write it like that because we just write that as 0. Okay? Yesterday you guys got this. So we're saying here that this line, if I'm thinking about rise over run, okay, this line doesn't rise, but it runs. Okay? So what kind of a line doesn't rise, but it runs? It's a horizontal line. Yes. And so it doesn't matter what it looks like, but it's horizontal, or where it is, I should say, vertically, but it is a horizontal line. Now, you gotta remember how to spell horizontal. Horizontal. Greatest invention ever. It's not sliced bread. But it is the greatest invention since sliced bread. Spell check. Not autocorrect. No. Autocorrect is the bane of my existence. Spell check. Greatest invention ever. And I've seen a lot of inventions. Okay. Next one. Undefined. It is literally going to be, actually, yeah, no, we're just talking slope, not talking equations. No. I was going to give you the equation of zero slope line, but no, not going to do it. Can't do it. Okay? So it is literally undefined or undef, if you will. Sometimes you'll see it as shortened to just that. Okay? But it's some number over 0. Okay? So now, if I'm thinking rise over run again, okay? If I'm thinking rise over run, now I've got some number for a rise, so I'm going up and down, but I'm not running at all. What do we call lines that just go straight up and down, but don't run left and right at all? Vertical lines. Yep. So that one is straight up and down. And we call that a vertical line. On the back side of this D6 notes, now we've got 4 different graphs. And so what I would like you to do right now is I would like you to find me the slope of all 4 of those. Let me preface this by saying one more thing about slope. Slope comes in fraction form, right? And all of our fractions need to be, what do we need to do to all of our fractions at the very end? We got to reduce it and simplify it, same thing. We give all of our fractions in reduced form. So if you gave me 4/6 as a fraction, I would mark it wrong because it should be 2/3. Okay? Find me the slope of those 4 graphs, please. So on number 6, we have to pick 2 points that are on our line, right? Okay, so if I pick any 2 points, I'm going to go with this one and this one. Okay, what's my rise to get from the bottom one to the top one? What's my rise? 4. I rose 4, because remember, it's always rise over run. So I rose 4. Oops, I put equals. How many did I run? 0. Okay? So if I got 4 over 0, can I do that? What is my answer then? Undefined. Yep, if we look back at the chart from the last page, that looks exactly like this one right here, where I've got some number divided by 0, so that slope is undefined. Okay. Then, let's pick 2 points. I got this one here, and I got this one here. Now, we like to work left to right, correct? Okay. If I'm working left to right, my rise is here. How much did I rise? How much did I rise? You got it? I rose -4 because I went down. So I rose -4. How much did I then run? 2. So this would become -4 over 2. Do I like that fraction?
No.
Why not?
Negative.
No. Guys, I gotta reduce it. They're both even numbers, so they can both be divided by 2. Okay? So what is -4 divided by 2? -2. What is 2 divided by 2? 1. Do I like that fraction?
Yes.
No. Nope, it's already reduced. Why don't I like that fraction? T, why do we not like that fraction? This purple one right here. Just make it -2, right? Because anything over 1 is just whatever that top is. So the slope here is -2, not -2 over 1. Okay. Alright. Number 8 is great. Picking 2 points anywhere on it, here and here. How much? Remember, it's rise over run. How much did I rise? 0. How much did I run? Doesn't matter. Throw out a number. In this case, I ran 4. In your case, it might be different. But all of our slopes are going to be the same in the end. Okay? 0 divided by any number is 0. Okay? 0 divided by any number is 0. That is 0 there. Okay? In number 9, our last one, looks like we've got a point right here. And we've got a point right there. How much, going left to right, how much did I rise? 1. How much did I run? 1, 2, and 3. Do I like that fraction? Yep, I like that fraction. It's reduced. Okay? Homework time.